what does it take to write yourself a brand new story? A story unlike anything that you've ever experienced. A story that will set you free from a previous story. A story that you can be proud of. A story that can make you happy. A story that will help you change your life. That's what I'm going to talk about today. That's what I'm going to help you do today, is create a new story. Create a story that gives you a sense of bliss, a sense of happiness, a sense of relationship with who you truly are. We all go through, hi guys, we are going through things in life. We are going through situations that cause a lot of struggle, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. And it's really hard for a lot of people to get out of the old story, to get out of the same repeated things every single day, the same type of relationships. Maybe they're in the same relationship. Maybe they're doing the same things every single day, and it's causing a lot of unhappiness, and it's causing a lot of pain, and it's causing a lot of suffering. Or you might even be in the situation where you know personally inside that what's going on for you right now is not living up to your potential. It doesn't always have to be about pain and suffering. In fact, it might be about potential and not being able to rise up to that potential. Hi, everybody who's tuning in. Make sure you're telling me where you're tuning in from. So, how do we change that story? How do we move forward? How do we create something new? And what do we have to do? Is it goal coaching? Is it resolutions? Is it huge, drastic ultimatum shifts? Or is it something else? Well, that's what I'm talking about today, is creating yourself a brand new story. Creating yourself a story that is full of love and compassion and full of opportunity and full of growth and full of change and full of wonderful, wonderful things. So if that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. I love always seeing those. What is the first thing that we must do in creating a new story? We've got to accept the old one. See, if you looked at a book, I'm trying to find a book in here. if you looked at a book, right, you would see all of the written pages of the book. And there would be many chapters in that book, and there would be many situations and events and things that were great and things that were hurting, and all of the good and the bad and the darkness and the light, everything combined, those written pages of the book. And those chapters of that book can be very, very compelling. And in fact, for many of us, we get stuck in reading those old chapters over and over and over and over and over again. But what you have to realize about your life is that the book is unfinished. Wildly unfinished. In fact, if you actually turned to the page that you are on right now, you would find that it is empty. You'd find that there were some things written in the beginning of the day that you had right now, but you would find that where you are at this moment, there is an ellipsis waiting for you to write the next sentence of the book. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are. We all stand at that same moment of writing the next sentence of the book. And so if you recognize that, in this moment, right in front of you, the book is empty, you can write anything that you want. Anything that you want. The book is waiting for you because you hold the pen in your hand. You can make a different decision than you made 5 minutes ago, than you made yesterday, the past 10 years, the past 20 years. But that is in your hands. That's in your capacity to write that. So we stand with this book, And the big question that we have to ask ourselves in order to write a new story is, what story do we want to write? What do we want it to say? What do we want it to be? What do we want it to look like? And to sit there with your book and to dream and to express your true attitude of what would bliss be like? What would that be like? And to sit in that. Maybe meditate on that. Maybe pray on that. And to go, this is what I want the rest of the story to look like. This is what I want it to be like. This is how I want the rest of my life to go. And as you are sitting in that, you accept the old pages of the book, and then you begin to write the new pages. In order for me to build this story, this wonderful ending that I can imagine in my mind, what do I have to create going forward from here? That is what is going to make you happy, connected, powerful, courageous, joyous. The absolute matter-of-the-fact truth is that if you completely let go of all of the things that happened in the past and you accept them, right, which helps you let them go, then you can write this story any way you want it. If you want to become a fitness athlete, you can write that book. If you want to open a business, you can write that book. If you want to be a writer, you can write that book. If you want to be a painter or a ceramic artist or an educator or whatever it might be, you can begin today to write that book. There is no reason that you have to do anything that you've been doing before just because you thought you had to. You don't. Make the transition and write that book. But the way to begin writing that book is through the deepest acceptance of what happened in the previous one. Know where you have been. Go back to the past and seek wisdom and guidance from it. Accept it, nourish it, love it. Don't harbor any hate towards it. And know that that story has given you the capacity to write a new novel of your life. Put the marker in the book today saying, this is the next chapter. I'm moving on. Know what your potential is deep inside and allow yourself to sit in that. Allow yourself to breathe into that potential, to dream into that, to see who you are truly meant to be, and then begin to write the pages. And one day, I promise you, if you stick with writing those pages every single day, it will come true. There will be challenges, there will be adventures, there will be journeys, there will be ups and downs, but you are writing a new page every single day of your life, and you can turn it into anything that you want it to be, but you have to be willing to show up and learn that you are the one writing it, no one else. I wanted to show up and I wanted to tell you guys this today because just like someone just said, we are our choices, right? Every choice that you make is a decision of how you are going to build your future. What do you want your future to be like? And when you know what you want your future to be like, it will give you the capacity to be able to make the decisions today of, this is going to get me there, to this beautiful future, to this beautiful person, to this beautiful man, to this beautiful woman. Who you are today is a product of the past, but who you are tomorrow doesn't have to be. You can write it differently. It can be different. But you have to be willing to show up and to write that story on your own. Okay? So if you like this, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a big old heart. And if you have questions, of course, always drop them down into the comment section below. But you have to remember, you can create a different future for yourself. You can create whatever you want. It will come with some sacrifice. You're going to have to do some different things. But that's okay. That's part of the journey. And I promise you that that sacrifice is worth it. Make the sacrifice every single day for the betterment of tomorrow, and you will be incredibly happy in the end run because you are living your dream. Not dreaming your dream, but living your dream. And you'll get there. I promise.